Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today it's automation time, and we have some things to automate. So I hope you guys are ready. So I may have done a little bit of streaming and a little bit of off-camera work, but it was actually on camera. So if you're interested in seeing that, of course, you can go over to twitch.tv/ChosenArchitect. That's where I was live for about 3.5 hours as we worked on several things in our world here. And also prepped for today's episode. So that was kind of fun. And I might end up doing that in the future because a lot of this stuff is going to require just a lot of prep work in order to get these episodes out. But take a look at what we've worked on. So I now have pretty much all these pedestals enchanted. I think I'm missing still like 2 more pedestals worth that needs to be enchanted. And we played around with enchanting these and found out that the best way is to probably enchant them using our enchantment system, stripping the enchantments off, and then combining those enchants to get ourselves like speed 5, for example, on like one of these. I think one of these have like speed 5 on them, which is super fast. And preferably, I would love to have speed 5 on all of these. So what else did we also do? If we take a look, I think this one's all inferium, right? So we're going to end up removing some of these crops that are inferium, but we worked on these. So I was able to get everything except for titanium. We're going to talk about why I couldn't get titanium here in a little bit, but we finished our tier 2 seeds minus the honey one, which we are going to do today. I'm going to tell you how to get honey. We have this one, which is what we worked on. We completely finished out the tier 3. And because of that, we have access to this. So if I accept this, one of these is a choice reward, or actually both of them are choice rewards. I thought they were going to be random rewards, but they're choice rewards. So we can actually choose what we want here. So what do we want? Do we want zombie seeds? I think I want skeleton seeds. Skeleton seeds 100%. And then what else could be useful here? That would be kind of a pain to get. I think spider seeds would honestly be good because getting string and stuff, the spider seeds is going to be the best for that. Everything else I think we already have. We're going to be able to get all of these guys in a different form here soon. So I think a spider, probably a good way to go. And of course, I believe these seeds duplicate themselves. But yeah, this is a good reason to complete these so you guys can get these extra seeds that would normally be kind of a pain to get. So tier 3 was complete. We almost have enough to complete this one. Just the titanium, like I said, is what we're working on. And so I've just been moving my 1 mending off of here. But what we're going to work on right away is how do we get more mending books? Is there a better way to get mending books? And I'm going to have to say probably. We were talking about this during the stream and we're like, hey, the marine fisher, somebody was like, the marine fisher could probably get you fishing rods with mending on it. And I was like, yeah, actually, you're right. You probably can. And I don't know why we haven't decided to use this yet, because all it requires is power. Like it literally just requires power, a fishing rod, and that's it. Or it doesn't even require a fishing rod. It just sets in water and fishes. It literally fishes for you. I don't know if it's going to work in this method. Let's get a point. And we can stick a point on the side. I believe the points can be waterlogged. Yeah, which is really nice. That's on. And look, it's already fishing for us right there. And we can have a chest that is collecting all the drops. Or an ender chest. Like a regular ender chest. That way it can go into our system automatically. So if we just place a regular white ender chest right here. And we set the output to push into the ender chest. There we go. Now we have fish going in there, and we're also going to eventually get fishing rods and all kinds of other stuff from this. So super useful. And if you put the speed upgrades in here, that thing goes really fast. And we're also going to be getting enchanted books from this. I use this in all the mod 6. This is a very, very powerful thing for getting enchants. I totally forgot about this marine fisher, and we are literally playing a pack that is in the ocean. Also, we realized that the reason this doesn't work, because it's in an ocean biome. If it was in another biome, it would work. So I bet if we put this in the Twilight Forest, it would generate Twilight Forest mobs. So eventually I would like to maybe get a hold of the Silk Touch, and that way I can kind of Silk Touch that. But we got the fisher going, which is super nice. And that'll hopefully get us more mending books, so that way we can put mending on more things, because mending is super nice. It's like the only way to repair our tools now. And I am using a netherite pickaxe at the moment. So having a mending on that would be really nice. It's got other good enchants on it, but still would be better to have mending so I can just hit that and bam, we're repairing our stuff. So we were talking a little bit about titanium, and well, that's just one part of today's video. Of course, we're going to be setting up some automation. Like, of course, you've seen the title. The title is things that need automated, and that's what we're going to be working on. But as of right now, we need to kind of get into the late tier of sieving. I didn't even realize this because I have completely overlooked the fact that the netherite is the last tier, which gets us dilithium and titanium. So that way we can have titanium. That's going to get us into the advanced rocketry mod, which gets us into space, which honestly, advanced rocketry is one of my favorite mods, simply because of the space station that you can have is so cool. Like the way it rotates and stuff in space is like super cool. So how do we make this? Well, it's going to require 2 full blocks of netherite and a mesh. So we already know how to make netherite. We have it all set up over here, and we basically have 2 blocks of netherite. So we can actually upgrade this mesh right away. So we're going to have to swap this to the basin. Let's see, basin, casting basin. And we're just going to place the mesh inside the casting basin. It would look so much cooler if it was actually not the casting basin. It was just like if it just fit inside of the regular table. But I guess the basin sort of makes sense for the amount of volume that's going to be going into it. So mesh, right. Casting basin, 2 blocks, and that is going to also take a while, it says, to actually process. We're probably also going to need a little bit more molten blaze. Making sure these, we may be fine on the molten blaze. If not, I do have more. I can go ahead and fill that up. That's what we're using it for anyways. Yeah, we still have quite a lot of blaze in there. And yeah, let this kind of process up, and then we're just going to pour it in here. It does say in the tooltips that the netherite mesh is the final mesh. It adds all the drops, such as coal and overworld matter, which is nice because it also adds tin and copper to our pull list for the overworld matter. However, I believe that this is used for gravel in order to get the titanium. So the titanium shows up with the gravel, right? Take a look here. Let's go all the way to overworld matter. Yeah, you notice we get dilithium, but we do not get the other stuff. If we go over here, we're going to get titanium from gravel. So we're definitely going to need some gravel in order to get at least a little bit of titanium. We need just enough titanium so I can make titanium seeds. Oh, wow. I was about to say induction smelter. Oh, thank goodness. Because this smelter is a big multi-block. But yeah, we can just throw it inside the induction smelter, and that's simple. Look at that. And then we can just make seeds from this. So yeah, this takes a little bit of time, but it didn't take an awful lot of time. It just like slowly started fading into transparency. It just slowly was fading into nothingness. So I'm going to swap this. This is an iron mesh for right now. I'm going to swap this for the gravel for right now. And so that way, hopefully we get a little bit of titanium from this. And then I'll move it over here to this mesh. As of right now, we do have a lot of resources that we've been generating from that. So hopefully I should be able to see a little bit of titanium build up, at least by the end of today's episode. And we can move on from there and get this filled up because we only need a little bit of titanium. Hey, look there. There's 1 dust. And 3 more to go. 3 more. So to get back on how do we get the bee seed? So I've kind of jumped forward here. But one of the things is you may be wondering, how in the world do you get a bee? That I was wondering that too today, and I was looking through everything and trying to figure out what do I need to get a bee, because at least once you get a bee, you can put it inside of a cage to be able to get all of this stuff, like honey bottles. I think you can get from the essence here, but yeah, honey drops. How do you get this? Well, this stuff right here. So you just capture a bee, but how do you get a bee to spawn? Well, to get a bee to spawn, you just need to, send in about 30 C-bucks to get yourself this entire list. I'm assuming you get every single one of these. So if we have 30 C-bucks, which we do, we have a bunch of C-bucks actually. Let's go ahead and donate. And we just got all of those dolls as a reward. And this is awesome because at the point we're at now, it is incredibly worth it to have these. So I basically want to take every single one of these dolls and I want to capture them. So to do that, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 8 mob imprisonment tools. Yeah. And this is how we're going to do this. we can now duplicate these mobs over and over again, so long as we have mob imprisonment tools and the mob spawner. So I can actually capture the bees with the DNA sampler after I've captured it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 of them. Now, each one of these dolls, they have their own way of being spawned in. So for example, let's go ahead and do the bee first. It requires witch water to spawn the bee. So you just right click on here, and then we're going to capture it in a mob imprisonment tool. So as soon as it spawns, it does take a little bit of time, but as soon as it spawns in, we're going to get this. Now, I wish I would have known, because there's a shulker box we could have gotten early on. And there we go. We have a bee captured. There's a shulker box, and we needed a shulker box. Remember how I said I thought we needed to go to the end several episodes ago to be able to upgrade this mob cage with an upgrade, like it was called the lightning upgrade or something like that, to be able to get wither skeleton skulls? Oh man, like wither, yeah, it needed this, and it says it needs the lightning upgrade. Lightning. I can't even spell it. It's a problem when you type so fast. So there it is, the lightning upgrade. It required this, but also I guess it required an rod, so we wouldn't have been able to get it anyways. But still, I could have got the shulker from that. I didn't even realize. But now that we have it, we can of course spawn in the shulker. So some of this requires, like one of this requires seawater, or just a barrel of water in general. This one requires a barrel of blaze. So getting a blazing doll would probably be pretty cool. This one, a barrel of seawater, the guardian. So I have a barrel of seawater here for that. And we can just capture ourselves a guardian. That's like free prismarine and stuff. Like if we just had it spawning and have a killer working on it, that'd be pretty quick, wouldn't it? Look at that. Look at this guy. And so I'm gonna go ahead and capture all of these things in here. Like an Enderman. Like this is actually just really easy stuff to do. Just really easy stuff to capture. And it will maybe help us later on when we go to make mob farms. So now that I have all of that done, I can of course throw the bees in here. And let's go ahead and turn that off for right now. And then punch them. I believe to get the bee DNA. Oh man, now they're mad at me. Okay, and I'm gonna swap this out. I guess it just needs hay. I'm gonna swap it out with my blaze. This has been running for quite a while, so I have quite a bit of blaze that's been built up. And I believe I can just break this, place it back, and then I think hay is what works for the bees. Let's look at bees. So what is this? It'll be like honeycombs, right? Let's see, honeycombs. It's produced here. Grass is 15% modifier. So if we had grass, which I think we do, we can just take, I believe it's grass and dirt. And that makes a grass block. There we go. Perfect. We just place that there and place the bee inside. Even though you can't see the bee. Oh, you can. It's very, very tiny. I have Optified. I can zoom in. Look how tiny that is. Oh my goodness. Itty bitty in there. But it's slowly growing. And yeah, that'll start to produce those things that we're going to need in order to get that that honeycomb bee seed, which I don't really think we're going to need to use, but we're going to have it. So now we get to get into the bulky part of today's video, and that's going to be automating things that need to be automated. And well, that's going to take a little bit of time. We have to destroy basically everything that we've set up over here. These machines are all going to get moved. So we need to move these machines. Power is going to be distributed differently. Everything's about to change in this room. All these machines are going to be separated, and we're going to get automation set up for all of these different machines. It's just it has to happen. It has to happen now, which we're going to work on right now. So I have been in the works making a few things with thermal. I have, let's see, a we have another multi-servo press, which is one thing I'm going to need, because one of the presses is going to work on making plates while the other one is going to be making gears. And these machines still are honestly the best for the job. And then I'm going to have the induction smelter. So let's go ahead and get some stuff set up. Induction smelter can go here, and then we're going to have a multi-servo press on this side, and then we can place another multi-servo press over here. Same thing over on this side. We're going to have a pulverizer on one side, and we're going to have the redstone furnace here. Eventually, we may have another redstone furnace that is going to have to be automated in its own way, and we'll figure that out once we get to that point. But cables. Unfortunately, we have no great way of facading things. Otherwise, I would use facades. So we're going to route cables just like this. And then on this side, cables get to be routed like so. There we go. And they can kind of wiggle their way down. It's not super pretty. That's why the upstairs area looks a little bit better. Down here is going to be more for automation. I would put this all in a compact machine, but that would require a bit more power than what we currently have at the moment. So we have all this set up. These also need to receive power, which I'm probably going to give them from the back. And at the moment, they don't need anything. We just need to kind of get the automation stuff set up. So for right now, I think what we should do is, let's see, refine storage. We should probably upgrade the crafters that I have here to the next tier. I did set up somewhat of a crude automation for making machine frames. However, machine frames are not fully automatable because I don't have the processes set up to make all of its components. But that's what we're going to set up today. We're definitely going to get machine frames automated today. So let's take a look. What do we need to upgrade this? So we do have the refined storage mod that's in here, which is called, I believe, extra storage. And I at least want to upgrade these to iron. I know. I'm going to need 5 of these. And I want all of them to at least be the iron version. And then I'm also going to need importers. That is definitely going to be a must. We need 5 importers at least today. There we go. And that'll give us 5. Perfect. So what we can do is have all of the importers technically be on the sides of these machines, but I'm going to have them on the bottom. That just makes a lot of sense. As you know, for me, it just makes a bunch of sense. And then on the top is going to be where our crafters sit. Like that. And I'm, of course, going to use a wrench to rotate these. At least the ones that need to be rotated. They should all look like this when they're facing on the machine. But that one did not want to rotate. There we go. And there we go. Perfect. And then we just need to get the cables hooked up. And these are almost ready to go. Look at that. Let's throw the cables down in there. Perfect. I don't even think we need this up here. Because the way the cables automatically connect, we don't need them. Same for this. Cables don't need to be up there. And this is going to pretty much be the automation setup. Now for these, let's go ahead and clear this out. We're going to have the input and then the output on the bottom. For all of the machines, it's going to be exactly the same. Input, output for everything. Input, output, input, output. You know, pretty straightforward. One of these, however, are going to get the gear die. And this one is just going to be plain. This one's going to be making sheets. And I think that's all set up, right? Yeah, it's all set up and ready to go. Upgrades. They are almost fully upgraded. I do have the upgrades for... This is the only one that didn't have the upgrades in them. But there we go. Now we have the upgrades. We are going to need also speed upgrades on our importers. These will definitely not be fast enough to handle the speeds that these go at on their own. But on the back here, we need to get power. I think we need points for each one. I'm just going to give them individual power. And so 5 points should do the trick. 4 points? Or we can just route power through the back. We already have power going back there. But I want to clean up all these cables. That's the one big thing. Okay, I'm going to be making some more Eyes of Ender. These are something that it's still kind of a pain to make because we don't have an Enderman and Blaze seeds or essence. That is something I need to work towards, though. Enderman and Blaze. I wonder if that's going to be a higher tier reward. So now that they all have power, let's talk about the fun part, which is getting the automation done. This has a lot of slots, which is the reason why I went to the iron ones. And that's going to be used to pretty much provide all of the auto crafts that we're going to need. Now, the induction smelter has a lot of things that can be auto crafted into it. And I believe that we can use that over here. I think these kind of work. Let's take a look at the induction smelter And some things have changed with auto crafting. You have to kind of use the keys. So like I can hit U over here to see what is used in this. And we can scroll over. We can see things like, oh, we can make god apples by using these, or notch apples, or whatever you want to call it. We can make silicon by doing this recipe. Similar things like this over here. It looks like this recipe was changed. Now it's only requires sand. But here's the thing. I believe that this fuel slot can be used. So some things we may have problems using, like stuff that requires sand. As you can see, sand down here can be used for things in this. It's like I don't know, like a slag, kind of like the cinnabar. It's used to do something. I don't know, but it can cause issues. The big thing that I want to get automated on here is probably going to be some of the stuff that we use most, like all the stuff it takes to make this. So making electrum, for example, we need to make electrum. So we should be able to go to the induction smelter, and we see that we can make it here. However, I don't want to use gold dust. I want to use actual gold. And to do that, we need to change this by removing it, which you can do by holding shift and clicking on it. And then we'll pull in the gold. It should be just 1 to 1. And then we get an output of 2. Just make sure that whenever you make this processing recipe, that you know what's going into it and how much you actually get as an output. Because otherwise that will kind of break the craft. So if we take a look back again, electrum, we take a look at how it's made. Induction smelter, it does give you 2. And it can accept iron, as you can see. So, perfect. We can take that and we can throw it in here. And now we have an automation for electrum. I have to do this for all of the materials that we're going to use mainly for this for right now. So, for example, bronze. Bronze is a little bit different. It requires 3. Let's see if I can find the recipe. It requires 3 copper and 1 tin. So we need to make sure that it is definitely utilizing those processes in order to get to this. Let's see. We go back here, go all the way over, and click it. So make sure that it's there. And patterns, I can go ahead and use this one and recast this pattern. This is an old pattern. And there we go. So luckily some of them work, but you may have to tweak them as you go. And then I'm also going to make, I believe I can go ahead and make gears for pretty much everything that we would need gears for. And then also make plates for everything we need plates for. And then at that point, I also need to prep other things, like over here. We can, at this point, get all of the auto crafts set up for refined storage, so we can just automatically make some of the processors that we need for things, and just go ahead and make auto crafts for it. We're getting to the point where it's going to be a lot of auto crafting. So at this point, I have a few things set up here. Now, the one thing that is a little bit wonky is the different types of like dusts. So like, for example, iron dust, it is a mechanism dust that you need to generate instead of a thermal. However, for diamond, it's a thermal instead of a mechanism. So there's a little bit of wonkiness with the types of dusts and stuff. But other than that, it's actually pretty nice. I do have the processors set up now. Over here, I have all the different gears set up to be automated. Now, you do have to remove the gear die because it does pull that into this every time you try to autocraft that. But I went ahead and removed that from all of the autocrafts. And then over here, we have our plates. And then we have some of the alloys that we need to make. So pretty decent setup. And I'm like, this is perfect. Like we should be able to automate a lot of stuff now. Speaking of automation, we can now automate this. This is ready to be automated. As you can see, we do not have electrum plates in here, but if I create this recipe and I throw it up here, all I got to do is say we need machine frames. So I can go, okay, I need 10 machine frames, and it's going to queue up all the stuff that we need to process. And well, we went ahead and made them. Let's go ahead and make, by the way, you can hold down Control and Shift to pull up the crafting menu, even if you have items in here. Let's just say we need 20. It's saying we're missing iron plates from thermal. We should have them. Did I literally not put an iron plate in here? I literally did not put an iron plate. Was it different for some reason? I must have missed it. It's up here. So This at least shows you what I have been working on. So there we go. And we throw the iron plate in there, then it should work. I love how I didn't actually do that. Gears, let's see, we need to make the frame. And I'm gonna make 10 more. And there we go. That should start the craft going. And as you can see, it's gonna automatically pull the stuff in. Anything that needs to be extra done, it's going to go ahead and process those at a pretty decent pace. As of right now, I don't have this fully upgraded. I will get this fully upgraded here soon. Now that we have this, I guess we can go ahead and actually make the upgrades, and we can probably automate those as well. So if we go to thermal and we take a look at what it takes to make this last tier, it looks like, I don't know if that's any glass. Oh, any hardened glass. So yeah, we would need to make hardened glass in order to make this. But setting up a recipe for hardened glass is not hard either. What is it going to take? What is any regular hardened glass? So this right here. Wow. Okay. Or this recipe. Probably this recipe would be the best. And we can set that up right now. There we go. Throw that inside the induction smelter. And now we have hardened glass. So technically we can automate that top tier. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope it was a bit informative. It was really fun to stream today. So like I recommend checking me out over on twitch.tv/ChosenArchitect. I am live streaming. I live stream 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. So be sure to check me out over there. And of course, if I'm not, you can follow me on Twitter. That's usually where I post when I'm going live, and on Discord. Of course, you can find me on Discord as well. But I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go to Onslaught37. Thank you so much for your amazing support over on Patreon. And guys, well, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that link down in the description below as well. And of course, I hope to see you in the next episode. If you did enjoy, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate you. Of course, I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.